Thank you. Thank you for having me with you. Honorable Professor Christina Siriopoulou, congratulations for this important conference, and thank you for having me with among honorable speakers to share with you some ideas we've piloted in the Institute of Educational Policy and the Ministry of Education for inclusion for the 21st century schools, inclusive schools, and how this is important for our ASD and IDD pupils. My presentation will focus on 4 pillars of this idea. First of all, how in general we try to meet the autism and intellectual disorders needs, especially the emotional and social needs in a school, in an inclusive school. Why the 21st century challenges are important for us as special educators, and how we promote mental health in school. And after all, I hope that I will convince you why learning by design is the better way, the better pedagogy, let's say, to promote well-being and health in schools, and in general, the learning and the development of all pupils. First of all, we all know that a special educator is trying to support pupils with special needs, and especially with many difficulties, collecting a sort of data and providing tools and following protocols in order to organize an individual educational program through an interdisciplinary assessment, a protocol of educational diagnosis, which is much similar to the medical, let's say, the DSM or the ICD protocols and criteria, and then to provide a statement on educational settings. So we are trying again to include our kids from an individual point of view, to include our pupil in the classroom with some complementary, let's say, measures. And we give a lot of guidelines. First of all, we know that it is very important for the health and the mental health for all pupils. And as Professor Vraco already explained us, it's very important to have all kids together at the same pace, even when they learn more in very different ways. And in Greece, we are proud that we have centers for diagnosis and support to support this inclusion, very accessible to all families. I think it is the most reachable and most closer as a mental health supportive service for the Greek family. For the schools. So we have the tools to organize and to support this inclusion in a way that it will make meaning and provide a qualitative and quality education to our pupils. And setting the goals for our kid, especially in the individual educational program, we usually focus on skills, not the soft skills, but usually the academic skills that we need to support for our kids. So we have to find relevance to the curricula and the learning material that all kids are organizing and are working on in the school learning. But the most important for us is to organize an educational program within the main classroom, that it will be upskilling, that it will provide opportunities for communication, provide support needed, and of course describe the signs of success. What are the signs that we that show us that we are at the road that we really need in order to include meaningfully and with quality education our pupils. All these, of course, need the teacher, the committed teacher, to provide assistant, affectionate assistant. It is the same for all, not only for our special kids, but also for any one of us as children, to have a committed and affectionate teacher. And this is not the teacher of parallel, the shadow teacher or the special teacher only. It is the teacher of the classroom who has to provide this commitment and affection to the kid and to all kids. And to organize the classroom in a way that all pupils are cooperating, communicating with our ASD or ID pupil, and of course to inspire his colleagues, her colleagues, the school community, to engage with all supportive measures we are taking, including the educational, the individual educational program. Another critical point, of course, is that we have to organize the therapeutic program that follows, usually our kids follow after classroom, as a complementary program. I cannot forget a case when we have an autism ASD pupil that had a lot of problems leaving classroom in order to go to the center, the center to attain a therapeutic program with a psychologist, which was not so complementary indeed. So we as a matter of fact, with this way of organizing its individual program, we have put more obstacles than vice versa. So we have to take in account the social and emotional needs of our kid in the mainstream classroom. So we have to organize the social environment of learning in order to have our kid to cooperate, to express himself, to feel and express feeling, and to feel respected and free and safe to learn with his and her colleagues. Of course, to provide this autonomy that we all need to take their own decisions, to have the opportunity to take decisions, and to have the tool, to provide the tools in order to do so. And at the end of the day, we need an inclusive education, an individual educational program in an inclusive environment that will be that will have our kid to feel competent with his own, and to celebrate exactly the way he and feel respected for what he or she is, and celebrate the way he or she learns in the classroom, within in the whole classroom, with his and her colleagues. And how a teacher can provide all these assistance while providing teaching for all kids. Of course, he's not a magician. Of course, the curricula as it is right now, with the loads of teaching the directions, the loads of reading material, the way we are teaching, it is not very feasible and affordable for all kids, and it is very difficult for a teacher to organize individual educational programs along with the whole classroom and the whole program every day. Even if the teacher has a cooperator, a special educator, a parallel teacher, a shadow teacher, or not. So this is what we suggest, and we see as an opportunity when we respond to the challenges that the 21st century school and ideas, and especially the direction that we have from UNESCO to transform education is what we see as a solution to organize together individual needs and the whole classroom programming in a way that everybody learns with meaningful ways, and make their own meanings in the life in order to be autonomous and healthy. First of all, the focus that we need to have is that we need to refocus again on empirical, on learning by doing, on empirical activities for all kids. Secondly, we need to provide reflective tools for all kids. Thirdly, it is important that we have to work together, not in a parallel way, but together, to cooperate, to communicate ideas, to have our role, our part in the group, in the work that we have in the group. And of course, that we are engaged with activities that can make us feel competent in what we are doing, activities that give us the idea of success. Another important point that the transformative education and UNESCO is directing to us as educational policies is that we need to implement, to include more real life opportunities, more tools, new ways of working. It is not only reading and writing. We have to learn all together, not only the special educational need, but everybody now has to learn, needs to learn through new ways, through real problems, real challenges that we face every day. This is what we also know, that we this period of time that we are after COVID period, and we have realized, we have a lesson learned here, that we need to work on real life issues in the school, every day. We need to discuss and to find solutions to our everyday problems. So we tried in the Institute of Educational Policies to pilot a digital platform to meet all these 21st century opportunities and challenges, and to organize a platform in order to provide tools to teachers, to all teachers, not special and mainstream, let's say, to organize learning with the new literacies, let's say, the real life problems, the environmental problem, the global problems that we all know, and to provide also the tools and some methodology in order to assist this new learning, new literacies in the curriculum, in the everyday life in the classroom. It is a platform providing, it is accessible to all, it is open and providing a lot of material and a lot of different tools, let's say, in order to organize these new literacies and new learnings. But the most important is that it is provided in such a way that you can focus on the goal now is not the subject per se, but to assist the skills, to upskill the pupils in their own ways, and especially to focus on four groups of skills: the life skills, which is the most important competency to work and to work together with other pupils. It is life skills wherever our goal as special educators, but it wasn't included in the methodologies of the mainstream schools. Another opportunity here is also the 4C skills, to provide assistance to all pupils to communicate, to cooperate, to think and make their own decisions and thinkings, and also the critical thinking. And of course, the technology, the digital skills, where a lot of our kids, AST kids, are in excelsis competent. This is a proposition, let's say, that has been accepted from teachers at the pilot period. It was very well accepted, and we also understood that we can organize our individual educational programs of our kids in accordance with this, the action plans of the lab skills. And this is how we can do it. Let me skip this because I think I don't have a lot of time, and focus on this one. We can organize the classroom and the activities in the classroom in a way, in cooperation with our own kids. This is the learning by design. To hear from all our pupils what they understand, what they observe, what they think about a challenge and a problem, and the way they want to approach to solve the problem, and the role they want to take in their group. also to provide assistance and opportunities in order to express themselves, to feel, to have feelings, and also to express them feelings and to feel safe to do so. So in such a way, and providing also different materials, not digital, written work, but also activities, hands-on activities, and reflective tools like simple cards in order to organize their their thoughts. It is easy to organize the classroom in a way that we provide the action plan for the whole classroom and in accordance to the individual needs for everybody. The teacher in such a schedule, in such a way of pedagogy and organizing the classroom, is an animator. He is together with the kids. She is part of the universal design, or the ecology of learning, as we used to say in or when we are speaking about learning by design. And in our new educational zone, the skills labs, we give the opportunity to the teacher to organize his own portfolio also for the classroom, but also to support every kid to organize its own portfolio and to show what he or she learned, and what it was most important for him, to celebrate success, and also to explain to others why this is important for him or she, and her, and why it collects this specific material to include it in the portfolio. And this is a way to show the signs that we have a progress in the individual programming that we need to organize for our kid within the whole classroom with all kids, and provide also the support that all kids need in order to cooperate and to feel included and to feel respected for what they are. There is a lot of reference and research for someone to elaborate more on this, it is what we need. It is only to get inspired of the idea that we need to reorganize. We need to reflect again on our own professional development as special educators, and to not hesitate to provide assistance to the whole class teacher, to the main teacher, let's say, assistance to differentiate according to our individual educational program that we have to support for one kid, to differentiate for all through this design of learning that we suggest in the 21st Century Skills Labs. Thank you very much for the opportunity to share this idea.